press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Hello my dear students, we were discussing about the new chapter, that is the lifelines of national economy, right? So we have to understand how exactly or what exactly is lifeline of national economy, or say what exactly is helping to improve the national economy. So when it comes to transport, we like in the previous classes we did discuss about what is a trade, what is international trade, how trade is improving, or say how trade has helped people, okay, to reach the market, right? So earlier days, because of it was like during the British era or after British era, India felt that no doubt there are so many industries, even large scale industries, or say medium scale industries, or even you have small scale industries, even cottage industries, right? But those industries were not ready to reach the international market. The reason is those were not having, or say they were not ready to compete, okay, the competition needed, or the way they had to compete, it was not there. So they were the domestic or say the small scale industries, they were facing much more problems. That's the reason Indian government had put a restriction on the transportation, or even say the trade. Okay, they had restricted the trade, okay, like trade practices. A few of the trade also they had restricted, they had put a certain restriction on that. So now when it comes to this, see, we have come across many a times we have heard that our Indian transportation is very good, right? It is because we get all the things on time, right? We receive the things whatever we need on time. It is because we are having a very good transportation system. And when it comes to the transport, or say transportation system, what is transport actually? Transport is nothing but it is the movement of goods, right? Movement of goods from one place to another place, okay, that too like a place of supply, okay, from the place of supply to the place of demand. So in the previous class we did discuss about what is demand and what is supply, right? Demand is what the customer will be having, or the consumer. It is the desire, what exactly like, see, consumer needs are changing every day, it keeps changing, right? So to meet those needs, the supplier should be ready, and the movements of goods and services is equally important. So here also the same thing. So when it comes to the transportation, it is the movement of goods and service, okay, from the a place of supply to the place of demand. So when it comes to this, when India had restricted the trade and all, later on it felt that yes, we have to open up the trade because there is an improvement in the science and technology. So as there is the improvement, okay, or development in the science and technology, what happened exactly is that we started improving with the transportation system. Our transportation system also started improving. Okay, so how it was improved, like what made it improve itself, or say probably like what is the importance of the transport. So we'll be learning in this class. Okay, so when it comes to modes of transport, yesterday we have discussed already. So there are three modes, right? Very first is your landway, waterway and airway. So these are the three ways or three modes of transport. So we will be learning these things in detail today. So when it comes to modes of transport, the easiest way is landway, or say the cheapest way is waterway. Airway is no doubt it is again though it is easy, or say though it is not much time consuming and all, it is very easy, okay, the transport will be very easy, but again it cannot take up the bulk things in bulk. There's see, every advantage will be having a disadvantage, right? Everything which is advantageous in nature will be having a disadvantage, right? So here also same thing, though you feel that okay, like landway maybe it is totally advantageous in nature, maybe there are certain disadvantages related to it. So when it comes to this particular thing, when it comes to this, what happened is the very first thing, okay, when it comes to modes of transport, very first thing is it is the land. Okay, land transport, nothing but transport through land way. So in that we have three modes, right? One is the like a roadway, okay, the second one is your railway, the third is pipeline system, okay. So pipeline, so that is another system wherein we can transport the goods or say even services. So when it comes to the roadways, okay, let us know about the land, okay, like land is the very first mode of transport. So under land we have roadways, we have railways and we have even pipelines. See, as the trend or as the science and technology started improvising, even the modes here also changed, or say there was much more improvement which was brought in the modes of transport. It may be the communication, it may be the road system, okay. So earlier days, imagine the earlier days. Do you find this what I can say is a huge bridge, or even, no doubt Britishers have created many huge very large bridge and all that is there, no doubt, because they had this the technology was already improvised there. But when it comes to Indian engineers, or say like with the time it has improved, right? Now we have this flyover, what we say, right? We have flyover roads and all we have, and the roads are connecting most, you have all the smallest of the small road in a particular place, you can see that it is made up of tar, right? Earlier days we did not have this. We had kacha roads. You have studied, right? Kacha road, Pakka road and all, you might have studied. Pakka house and Kacha house maybe has studied. And the same happens with the roads also, like you have all the Kacha roads. Earlier days they had Kacha roads, right? Because there was no improvement in the science and technology. But as the science and technology started improvising, we could see that there was improvement even in the construction of road or even railways and even pipelines. Now let us know about roadways in detail. So when it comes to this, India has, okay, the very first thing what they have mentioned here is India has one of the largest road network itself. If you compare, okay, in the whole world, if you are considering, India is having the largest road network. Okay, we have all the necessary things, and even it is having a huge network in relation to the road network. So it aggregates about 54.7 lakh kilometer. So imagine 54.7 lakh kilometer. So very huge network, right? Very huge network wherein all the roads are getting connected, right? The roads are getting connected. So that's a large network. So that is what they have said. So in India, like the roadways have preceded railways. Okay, if you compare to like railways, it has come, like the roadways have come earlier. So they still have an edge over railways in view of the ease with which they can be built and maintained. So see, when it comes to railways, comparatively to railways, the roadways are very easy way. The reason is, there are certain points which I'll be discussing. See what happens, roadways, imagine there are small villages, right? Villages which are nearby hill, nearby lakes and all, it will be there. So now what you have to do, you have to construct a road itself. If you plan up for a railway line, say now Konkan Railway came into existence, right? With all the it was totally very hard time, because the construction of railway is not easy, because the track should be in a particular manner, it should be in a perfect manner. We cannot just say that, okay, show a huge mountain and ask the people to construct the railway. We cannot do that, right? There should be some particular, or say a good place, so that the tracks can be perfectly done, right? So it goes difficult. How about our roadways? You can even connect the smallest of the small road. Even villages can be connected, right? All the villages can be connected very easily with the roadway. So that's the reason a roadway is the best, or say it is the easiest way, or say it is the very it is easy compared to the other things like maybe your railways or even airways. So that is very easy to be constructed here. So that is what is said here. So let us know about the importance here. Okay, why a roadway is important, let us know about that particular thing. So very first thing what they say is construction cost is lower compared to railway. See, as I told you, no doubt, see, I don't think so like it is less comparatively, maybe it is less because uh, I don't know, you need huge amount of for the railway tracks and all, and it should be in a perfect manner. You need all the very trained up engineers there, skilled workers you need, right? Even roads and all that has to be constructed by a skilled person itself. No, I or you being an ordinary person, we cannot just go and join up there. But yes, so the construction cost is less. If at all you add on, or if at all you consider the railways and with that of roadways, definitely roadways is very easy. So the construction of road is very easy. As I told you, if at all you consider a village, okay, imagine you have a like there is a village. Now it is having much more things to be transported. So construction of a road is very easy there, right? But you cannot join all the railway line or say the tracks there easily. So it would be very difficult. And moreover, when it comes to the places wherein there are large mountains, no doubt our Indian engineers are so good that they have made the effort. Okay, they have made the effort even to construct or build this railway tracks, okay, near the mountain and all. It was like they have done it, no doubt, we respect that. But again it goes very difficult because even the construction cost takes much more cost compared to the roadways. Okay, road construction of road is very easy compared to railways. So that's the reason most of the people or most of the government, they do prefer roadways. Okay, construction of road is very easy because anywhere you can construct, right? Anywhere you can construct. No doubt they are having the rules and regulation, that is different, but yes, it is very easy, right? So again, if at all railway, they have to think whether that tracks can be put in a particular place or no. Again, they have to think about that. But when it comes to road, it is very easy. So construction cost is very less. So whatever cost, whatever expenses that is needed for the construction of road, it is less compared to the railways. So that's the reason like roadways is preferable. Okay, that is the first point. The second is the roads can traverse comparatively more dissected and undertaking topography. See, underlying topography. So what happens? Anywhere, however it can go, roads, right? So like even if the roads are like sloping, you can construct it in a good way, right? So roads, construction of road is very easy because a track, even if you have the track should be equal, or say like even if it is slanted a bit, so it has to be like totally, it has to be done in the perfect manner. Okay, how it has to be done, all this planning and all, it needs much more time and patience. But road, what happens, whatever may be the topography, whatever may be the land structure, you can easily construct the roads there. You can cut, even if you have all the small mountains or whatever it is, like you can possibly construct the road, but construction of railway goes very difficult. So that's the reason when it comes to road, comparatively to railways, roadways is very easy. The next is roads can negotiate higher gradients of slopes and as such and can traverse mountains. So as I told you, road construction is totally very easy, right? Even if you have a mountain, even if it is a river, so it doesn't matter. So anywhere the roads can be easily constructed. Okay, so no doubt again this like you need bridge and all, that is there definitely. But construction of railway, imagine, can you construct railway easily here? No, right? But if you want to construct roads, something like this you can do, right? The curve roads, what we call. So all those things are possible, right? So that's the reason roadway is easily constructed. The next is economical, as the small goods can be easily travel in a shorter distance. See what happens, railways always they carry in bulk again. If at all, imagine you need something in a shorter distance. If you have a place here A, okay, some place is there, from there you have to send it to B place. Okay, imagine a very short distance, right, hardly some few kilometers. Okay, imagine 10 to 15 kilometers maybe from Harihar to Davangere. Okay, so for that, why we have to prefer railway again? That would cost you more, right? So roadway is very easy. You can transport the things from roads there. So that is very easy. So what happens? A shorter distance can be easily covered through roadways. So that's the reason roads can be constructed, and roads will help you to like reach the place within less time. So that would be very easy. That's the reason construction of road is very easier, and it is economical in nature. Okay, if at all, see what happens if you want to travel, or say if you want to send it through railway and all, then again you have to spend more there, right? So expenses. So it is very expensive in nature. That's the reason what they are telling, roadway is totally helpful, useful compared to the railways. It is economical too. So door to door service, cost of loading and unloading is lower. So when it comes to roadways, cost the loading, okay, loading of goods and unloading of goods, it is totally very easy. Okay, that you can do it in a easy manner. It would take very less time for compared to railways, and railways, for each and everything you have to wait there, because all of a sudden, as there are no two tracks, like double track we do not have, still they are constructing, right? So again one train has to stop, the other has to try, like you have this system and all, right? So again for that it would be time consuming. How about roadways? It doesn't need much time there, right? Time will not be consumed there. So door to door, you can easily, it is very easy. What happens, railways, at a particular place you have to go and collect, right? Railway station, or say the railway warehousing. So again there itself you have to go and collect. How about roadways? It can easily come near your house if you are interested, if you really want it in a bulk, like if you want, so door to door service will be given. So roadway is very economical and very easy to receive it. So again like loading and unloading, again it is at a lower cost. And the next one is, it is a feeder, as it provides link. So like see what happens, we have seen much more, many of the time what happens, people do load goods into lorry and all, and they get it near the railway station, and there again they feed. So it is a feeder. Okay, so like, and as it provides link, it actually creates a link. So roadways, it always creates a link. So most of the time you might have seen, even in Bati, if you have observed, what happens, most of the lorries will be standing there. Okay, like goods will be carried again from the roadways itself, from a railway, from the railway good, whenever the goods carriage comes there, these lorry like drivers and all, they take up their lorry, they fill the things, whatever it is there, and they take it to the particular place. So that's the reason it is creating a link there. So roads, and it is like roads are really creating a link. Understood? So that's the reason roadway is a very easier one. It is actually low cost. It can be constructed at a low cost, first thing. And the next is, it is the easiest way. Any person can afford it, and it is very like economical in nature. So that's the reason most of the people, like they do use this roadways. Okay, so compared to railways, roadways is very easy. So it is economical in nature, it is very helpful in nature. So there are classes of roads here. See, you might have seen the roads right near your house, you might have checked. If you go out of maybe if you come out, okay, near this Chanbasapa and all, you might have seen a road. Again, if you go to PB road, you might have seen another road, right? If you go outside, totally bypass highway, if you go there, again you find some other road, right? So what all are these roads? Do we have different names for that? See, don't think that okay, yes, we have this some names and all will be given, right, for a particular region. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the roads. So we have roads in like if you go to the you have so many gullies, right? So if you go there, you have many roads there. If you come out of that, you have something called as main road, you have something called as PB road, you have something called as highway and all, right? So there are certain classifications when it comes to the roadways. See, roadways started improving as the science and technology started improving. See, nowadays, even now you see, most of the people they do complain, right, saying that so and so road is not at all good, because of that most of the accidents are happening. So now either the state, now who will be taking care of the roads then? So there are again division. Okay, who has to take care of so and so road? They are having divisions there. So which person will be taking care? So again we have certain people to take care of those construction of roads. So like when it comes to roadways, we have certain roads here, that is there are 6 kinds, okay, there are 6 classes what we can consider here. So very first class is golden quadrilateral super highways. You say very rich name is been given, right? So those roads, okay, golden quadrilateral super highways is the very first kind. The second one is national highways. You might have heard about this, right? NH4, NH5, 7, all those things you might have heard. So it is like national highways. The third is the state highway. Then comes the district roads. Then is the other roads, and the last is border roads. So there are almost 6 classes. Okay, when it comes to the roadways, so there are 6 classes. Very first is golden quadrilateral super highways. So what are these golden quadrilateral super highways, and what is the importance? Like, do we have any importance for that? Definitely we do have. It is like, you know, making why. Okay, let me tell you one thing. Why actually roads are necessary? See, roads are necessary for the sake of traveling, basic or say common sense. The second is to cover up the distance, right, to make it short, See now imagine the time taken from Harrier to Davangere, okay, from the PB road. Now the road is not that good, so it takes much more time, right? If you go or if you come by highway, you will take very less time, right? In a car like 100 120 speed people do come, so it will be like totally at that speed you can reach very easily, right, the shorter distance. So to reduce the distance, okay, to reduce the distance to like what I can say is to say time consuming, we do not want anything that consumes time. Within a less period of time we want our works to be done, right? So that's the reason improvisation of roads are very much necessary, construction of roads are very much necessary, that too with the usage of science and technology. If you are improvising the roads, now you can see the highway, it is under construction, right? Most of the highway roads are under construction. So very soon, once the construction gets over, once you start traveling, you would feel that okay, earlier it would take so and so time. Now the time period is reduced because of such a good road, right? You would definitely feel happy with the road construction, right? It is because of the science and technology itself. It is the improvement in the roads, whatever they have done. Okay, so now let us know about golden quadrilateral super highways. So these are the roads. It is like a major road development which links Delhi, Kolkata, Chennai and Mumbai. So this is like you know, it is a project work you can consider, wherein a major project, okay, which has happened, wherein it is connecting all these 4 places, that is Delhi, Kolkata, Chennai and Mumbai. So it is like, you know, your north, east, south and west. So Mumbai you are considering it as like west itself. Actually we consider Gujarat, but here Mumbai they have taken. So the major road construction, okay, which has been done, it is a very high construction project it seems. And yes, So when it comes to this, we call it as it is having a 6-lane road. You might have known this, right? 6-lane. Now everywhere it is like, you know, you're having 3 lanes. Earlier it was 2 lane. Few roads are there which is still having single lane itself. Okay, like you might have known about this single lane, double lane and all, you might have come across, right? So when it comes to these super highways, it is like 6-lane roads. Imagine very huge road, right? Very like happy, like you feel very good when the roads are widened. You will be feeling happy, right? Especially the drivers, like the car drivers. Forget about other drivers. Two-wheeler anyhow, whether it is a small road or whether it is a huge road, doesn't matter. However, they'll be going within the like a small place, whatever they get, they just get into that and they move. If you go to Bangalore, you will understand it, like how two-wheelers are intelligent, okay, how they take their two-wheelers. So when it comes to the car drivers, because they are very cautious, right? They don't want any scratch on their car and all. Their own, any person is having love towards his vehicle, right? So like to save that particular this, like see, every person wanted to be safe. So imagine 6-lane road, you would be very happy to drive there, right? Yes, so this is like totally the 6-lane road itself, and it is a super highway. So the name itself suggests, right, super highways. So super bikes, as you say, so features keeps changing, right? You have bikes, you have super bikes. So there's a difference, right? You can bring the changes, like what are the features they are having. So in the same way, super highways, imagine like, you know, totally a very huge road you have got. So like see what they are telling here. By 6-lane, it is like a super highway, wherein the north to south, that is at the Srinagar, how the north south is connected, okay? Srinagar, that is Jammu and Kashmir, and Kanyakumari, that is Tamil Nadu. So these like that long distance they are covering here, and to the east to west, that is Silchar in Assam and Porbandar in Gujarat. So that is how they are connecting this. So like what they are telling, the north to south corridors, okay, it is linking here. So the roads are linked. So how it is linked when it comes to north and south, it is totally with the Srinagar, that is in the Jammu and Kashmir, and when it comes to Kanyakumari, it is Tamil Nadu. So that is how they have connected. And when it comes to east-west corridor, it is Assam, okay, and to the east, that is Silchar, and Porbandar, that is to the west, that is Gujarat. So these are again the part of this particular huge project. Now when it comes to this particular road, why they have constructed that road? Why do we need any 6-lane? Why can't that be a single lane? Now if you people have travelled to this Dharwad or say Hubli, no, from Hubli to Dharwad, if you have travelled, you have a single road there, single, like, you know, it goes very difficult for the driver, whosoever is driving, it goes difficult because the road is not widened, okay, the road is not widened there. So again it goes difficult. So if you have a good widened road, it would be safe to drive, and even it would be very easy to reach the place within no time, to reduce the time. Okay, definitely if at all there is a good construction of the road, it would reduce your time and even the distance. Okay, the distance whatever you want to cover, it will be totally like say within no time if you are reaching. So that distance you can cover within lesser time, right? So again distance, okay, distance can be covered with like less time. So it is for the mega cities, okay, like they are connecting the mega cities there. That is the main feature of this golden quadrilateral super highway. So who implements it? Who is taking care of these roads? Who will be constructing? Who will be maintaining it? There is one particular association, that is NHAI. So when it comes to this, you have something called NHAI. So what is this NHAI? That is National Highway Authority of India. Okay, National Highways Authority of India. So when it comes to this, those are the people, or say that is an association, or say the authorized person who will be taking care of this golden quadrilateral super highways. They have to maintain it, they have to take care of that particular road. Okay, so that is all about the golden quadrilateral super highways. The next is the national highways. So when it comes to national highways, you have already heard about national highways, right? So you have come across many a times you have heard about this. For highway I have written HW, okay, not homework then, don't consider that as a homework then. So when it comes to national highway, you have come across so many national highways. You might have traveled from the different, like you have traveled different places, right, and you have heard about national highways. You might have discussed this with your parents, right, telling them, okay, this we have reached the national highway now, right? Yes. So what is this national highway? It is the link, okay, which it actually, the national highways, it creates a link which for the extreme parts of the country. So it creates a link there. Okay, in the image that is given in your page number 81, if at all you check your textbook, you will understand how the connectivity is given. Okay, how they have shown, like see. You can check it here, okay, in the page number 81. So you have different colors there. So for the golden quadrilateral, they have made like yellow hyperlink, like with red lines they have done. So like the area also they have covered there, that is also been shown. And then now north to south corridor, how that is been linked, again that is shown there. Okay, east west corridor, again there is a like red line, very thick line, you can check it there. Then national highway, that too with the number they have given. Okay, if you check it, you will understand. There are like the number, okay, NH 1, 2, 3, 4, like like 5 with 7, NH 7 you have, NH 17 you have, all the like where and all, which and all highway are carrying so and so name, that is being mentioned here. Okay, you can check it in your textbook. Next is like national highway, no doubt it is extremely, it is connecting the whole nation. Okay, it is connecting the whole nation there. So these are the primary and like primary road system, and are laid and maintained by the Central Public Works Department. So CPWD. Okay, so who takes care of these national highway? Who has to maintain it? Who has to take care of about the construction, the well maintenance, well being of a national highway? It is CPWD, and the full form goes like this, that is Central Public Works Department. Okay, so these are that is the authorized person who will be taking care of the national highway. So when it comes to national highway, it is like it is a primary, like the primary road systems, and are laid down and maintained by these people, the first thing. Then a number of major national highways run to the north, south and east west direction. So there are many roads, okay, like when it comes to north, south and east west, you have so many things here. It will be like totally connecting, everywhere it will be connected. Okay, from north to south it will be connecting, then like east to west it is connecting. So you have different names given, okay, for the each national highways they have given different names, the roads are given different names there. So the historical Sher Shah Suri Marg is called National Highway number 1 between Delhi and Amritsar. So it is a historical one, okay, which is called as this Sher Shah Suri Marg. Okay, the place is called, or say the road itself is called Sher Shah Suri Marg, and it is like connecting the national highway. It is the number 1 national highway between Delhi and Amritsar. So imagine there are so many other roads. Why this has become the historical one? Maybe like it has come into existence at the earlier stage. So that is how the things keep changing there. So when it comes to national highway, what they are telling here, so like it is taken care by the CPWD, and it is maintained by those people itself. With that, these like there are like the national highway, again it is, there are, see, totally there are 200 national highways, okay, approximately. I am not giving you the exact number here, more than 200 you can consider there, and total area what it is covering is 70,548 kilometers. Okay, national highway, only national highway I am talking about. This is again approximate, okay, I am not giving you the exact number. 70,548 kilometers wherein all the national, like with the national highway is getting connected. Okay, so that is what they have said here. The next is state highway. Third is state highway. So what is the state highway? So why state highway also has come? Okay, see again, if it, and who will be taking care of this then? So when it comes to state highway, roads are linking a state. So everybody knows about this. With the name itself you can tell, right? So this is national. So at the nation, like national, these are super highways. No doubt, again it is connecting the nation itself, no doubt. But they are super highways, and this is national, nothing but whole nation has to be connected at one particular place. This is like within the state, okay, within the state it is connecting each and every place. So when it comes to state highways, the roads will be linking the state capital with different district headquarters. So state capital will be connected with different districts, so that itself is like state highway. So these roads are constructed and maintained by whom? PWD. Okay. So who will be taking care of these roads? Who will be maintaining it? It would be the PWD, that is like State Public Works Department. Actually it is SPWD. Okay. So state, here it is central, it is state here. So state will be taking care of these roads. They have to maintain it. They have to take care of it. The total like care has to be taken by the state here. Okay, so that is how the state highways will be working. The next road is district road. Okay, so you can see the like how the things have come, right? Actually we call it as hierarchy because district, then state, then national, like national highways. So this is how it goes, right? So when it comes to district roadways, like a district roads, okay, it is not highway again, don't get confused, sorry, roads, sorry, very sorry. So it is a district road. So when it comes to district roads, these are connecting the district. So all the small what I can say, the places will be connecting the district link. It is for the creating a link between the districts. So these roads connect the district headquarters with other places. Okay, within the district itself, the city, like the state, the district headquarters will be getting connected with different places there. So that is district road, and these roads are maintained by whom? Zilla Parishad. So see here NHAI, then CPWD, central, state, then here Zilla Parishad. So Zilla Parishad will be maintaining the roads. They will be constructing the roads, and again the maintenance will be in the hands of the Zilla Parishad. The next roads are other roads. Okay, there are other roads. Again there are something called as other roads. So when it comes to other roads, these are rural roads. There are so many rural roads, right? N number of rural roads. With that, which actually create a link between the rural areas and even the villages. Okay, it connects the villages with towns. So say road will be a road, how they do, like how they construct, see, this is how it would be, like your lane. So this is will be your lane, then comes the main road, right? So that is how they will be connecting it. So in the same way, rural areas, okay, rural areas will be connecting. So it will be like, the other roads, here they are telling the same thing, like rural areas, and they connect the villages with towns, and they are having like classified as a category, and these roads receive special impetus under the Pradhan Mantri Gramin Sadak Yojana. Okay, they are getting a kind of special importance, we can say, that too under Pradhan Mantri Gramin Sadak Yojana, because these rural areas did not have good roads and all, and with these Pradhan Mantri Gramin Sadak Yojana and all, now there is a improvement. We can see that even the rural areas are getting improvised with their roads. So under these schemes, special provisions are made so that every village in the country is linked to a major town in the country by an all-season motorable road. Earlier, hardly any vehicles used to go, or say even if you consider bus, I have heard many students telling, ma'am, after so and so time you will not get bus. The reason is still there should be an improvement. If the roads are constructed well, definitely bus can be, like there will be totally 24 hours bus facility can be given, right? So that would be possible. So with this, now they are doing again with this special provision, okay, there is a special provision wherein they say that the rural areas has to get connected with the like the villages, okay, they have to connect with the major town, so that what happens, if at all they are connecting to the major town, there will be motorable, like the roads will be all season they will get the motorable vehicles, nothing but there will be like bus facility, good bus facility and all. So that is the reason these roads, that is other roads have come into existence. The last is border road. When it comes to border road, apart from all these things, border roads are the organization, a government of India undertaking which constructs, okay, it constructs and it maintains roads in the bordering areas, okay, of the country. This organization was established in the year 1960 for the development of the roads of strategic importance in the northern and northeastern border areas. So these roads have improved accessibility in areas of difficult terrain and have helped in the economic development of these areas. So when it comes to border roads, now border road organization has been set, okay, they have set up one particular organization, that is border road organization, which has come into existence, and they are actually connecting the borders, okay, like to the border, okay, to the nation border they are constructing the roads, so that the northern and the northeastern, okay, those roads can be constructed, or say that can be connected easily. So this organization is working very well it seems, and it is really helping in the economic development. So now you might have a question, right, asking, if road improvises, how does that help our economy, right? As the road improvises, people start moving from one place to another place easily, or even the transportation becomes very easily, right? So as the transportation improves, definitely that would be helping in the increasing of, like it would help in to increase the economy, right? So that is how economic, that's the reason lifelines, see national economy. So transportation is one among that particular thing. So when it comes to this particular organization, it seems it is helping, it is improvising the accessibility. See, the accessibility as and when it gets improved, again, you know, like it would be very easy for the economic development. So because of accessibility itself, these areas are having, or say like the difficulty, earlier whatever difficulty they used to face, now there is no such difficulty, and there are improvised roads, okay, they are the roads are very improvised in nature. So roads can be again classified on the basis of the material what they use, okay. So see, now we have classified the roadways as golden quadrilateral superhighways. We have again studied about national highways, state highways, district roads, other roads we did discuss, and even we did discuss about border roads, right? So border roads, so all those things we did discuss. So it seems again we can classify the roads on the basis of the materials that are used here, okay. So how that is classified, and let us know about what exactly is railway, how it is helpful, or say how the railways are connected, whether that has helped us for the improvement of transportation. All these things will be discussed in the next class. So let me just wind up here. So we did discuss about the modes of transport here. Very first, when it comes to modes of transport, we did start with land, right? So again, land is classified as roadways, railways and pipelines. So again we have to study these two things. So when it comes to roadways, we got to know what is the importance of roadways and why it is considered to be easy compared to the railways and why it is important compared to railways. So all those things we did discuss. With that, we even did discuss about the 6 classes which is usually we have to know. Okay, so now see again there are like longest state highways. Okay, there are certain longest state highways wherein Maharashtra is having a road network of almost 2,47,652 kilometers, wherein it is like connecting almost 6 states, so they have mentioned with a national highway. And Uttar Pradesh 50,000 kilometer, Rajasthan 1,50,876. Likewise, you have so many states, even Karnataka. So we have like the different states which are having longest, okay, like they are having longest state highways. So that is nothing but it is the improvisation. You can find that how it is improvising, how well it is using all the science and technology and improvising itself with the road construction. See, let me tell you, if at all you are planning for economic development, okay, if you are thinking about economic development, again if there is good infrastructure, okay, infrastructure matters a lot for a nation. If at all there is a good infrastructure, then only you can consider that as a developing or as a developed nation. Why foreign roads are considered to be good? Because the construction is good. They have applied or they have made use of all the improvised technology there. That's the reason we find it to be very excellent. But again, India is again, have patience, like India is also again improving, definitely. It is connecting. See how well the roads have been constructed, right? So we have studied till now. So that is how the things are going. So this is all about the roadways. Then rest things will be discussed in the next class. Thank you dear students for your patience. Have a great day.